Beautiful weather in the village of Mallah. A peaceful, quiet part of Mallah. It's the village of Mallah. Trust you're having a wonderful, blessed day. Welcome to a sunny part of Pakistan and the village of Mallah. Did you know that in the 1960s many young men specifically left these areas and this particular village to go and work in the factories of Yorkshire and Lancashire? And did you know that the World War II ended in 1945 and there was a massive need, and the British invited people specifically from India at that time and many other countries as well to come and partake in building the country. And did you know, as a diaspora, the diaspora being all those that have moved on or emigrated, or a cluster of people that have moved on to other countries, that India has the largest diaspora. On today's video I'm just going to take you through the village, a short walk. This was the family home built upon huge sacrifices all those years ago. Get yourself back, if you possibly could, to this area being completely bare. At the moment, remittances to Pakistan from the diaspora are absolutely huge, and they are often investing their money in land and in buildings, specifically high fortified homes here. As we walk through the narrow street, and this is somewhere where I prayed for a little while back in 1977, 78, 79, where my parents brought me back to the village. Rephrase that, we travelled by road from Pakistan in 1977. Unfortunately, we were involved in a very bad car accident. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took my brothers from dunya, and they are now resting in Bosnia. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give Jannatul Firdaus to all those that have left dunya. A very quiet time of the day. Zohar namaz has taken place. It's 30 degrees plus, and there's many people that will simply be resting, and I can hear my own voice just echo. So that's the Mallah Kusidi. As you can see, very open drains, and to be fair, it's a very long time since I've walked through these streets as well, so I may actually get lost. Streets are more developed than what they were when I was a little boy. And could you imagine in 1960 the young men leaving this area? Many would have sold their houses, sold their land. There would be very little electricity. The country itself would only have been 13 years old, and I remember lanterns and little lights fueled by oil. And post Maghrib time, there wouldn't be any electricity, and we would just play in the dark. Now, this is my recollection as somebody who was born and bred in the UK but just lived in Pakistan for a little while. They have left their lands. According to the State Bank of Pakistan, remittances are on the increase into the UK. It makes about 10% of the gross domestic product. Generally पैसे चाहिए नहीं वापस राजी आगे मकसद मतलब चाहिए गुर्बत है और अस्सलाम वालेकुम गुर्बत है गरीबी दा सो दागे द वजह न चाहिए नो यानी خلق कोशिश कई चाहिए फैमिली हालात चाहिए नो आगा बेहतर भी लेकिन with it also come problems too. As you say in the English, the Joneses are attempting to keep up with each other. But the climate and the sunshine is also a healer. As we go past the Dera, mashallah, it looks like this. Let's see if there's anyone inside. Filal Chandgadi Valardi, Pardidi, so maybe some people are resting. And more wider streets. And there you go, regular means of transport, the bicycle. Homes here have appeared fairly recently, within the last quarter of a century. Otherwise all this area was completely bare, as there's a beautiful masjid just on the corner. And most people would walk. Nowadays there's bicycles, motorbikes, rickshaws, small carries, small Suzukis with compressed natural gas powering lots of vehicles. However, there's also issues as well. I mean, if you just see this, it's not good. You could call it stupidity, you could call it dirt, you could call it need. Depends on how you frame it, because rubbish has to go somewhere. And as I just take a little turn, beautiful land with potatoes gently starting to grow. The farmer tells me that the process takes about 70 days from beginning to end. As I just gently wander along a very quiet road, as the farmhouse just sits quietly under the trees, and through it there's just more and more land. Punjab is known for its arable agriculture. The talk of the village, as I have said before, is often about the price of potatoes, the price of wheat, the price of barley, the price of corn. And wanting to fit into the conversation, sometimes you have to ask a sensible question as well. Otherwise you look turnip-like, if you know what I mean. Houses like this, houses like this, houses like this are often a sign that a member of the family lives abroad, because they send huge remittances back to the villages. So let's reminisce upon these facts. 1960s, elders are leaving the village. Upon their sacrifices, the lifestyle of thousands of people have changed. Could you imagine them leaving the village, leaving their parents, leaving their families, leaving their ancestral lands, perhaps not being able to speak the language, not knowing which agent, which place, which airplane, which flight, how to do a visa, read or write, but they just knew that they had to make the sacrifice, not for themselves, but to change the lives of their families. So they could develop as individuals, they could develop their villages, they could develop and contribute to the nations to which they were going. The list is endless. Got to their abodes, then having issues with language, food, sleeping, eating, going out, strange lands. Once they got there, their social needs, their housing needs, their individual needs, their working needs, their working rights, that were educated within their circles, within the homes, many of them living in single rooms, the day shift workers sleeping at night, then the night shift workers sleeping during the day in the same beds, because they didn't have money, so they looked after each other, they protected each other. Where would they pray? Muz bhi charta kolo, khorak bhi charta narishto, dukanuna dichao, halal wacha chartawa. Do you get it? I'm just listening, I'm just thinking whilst I'm just walking in the sunshine of their sacrifices of every single kind. I hope you are enjoying just in the moment little video. So please remember to subscribe, like with your family and friends, and remember, do not let any thoughts live in your mind rent-free. So although there's no price for watching this, you can at least subscribe, like and share. Have a wonderful, blessed day.